top of the evening, chat. Hope I didn't make you wait too long, but I am here now, and we got a lot of interesting things to discuss. We got Assassin's Creed, we got Johnny Somali, and we're going to talk about a new way of leftist ideology that I kind of appreciate from Eastern Europe. By the way, Johnny Somali has a sexy crime being stacked on him. Like, that's an interesting thing. So, the fact that he had another streamer, which he allegedly kissed on his stream, but like it was an AI fabrication, like it wasn't true, right? So like he used a deep fake where he kisses another female streamer. That's a sex crime in South Korea. And you know, it's mind-baffling because you wouldn't think about it that way. I mean, sure, you know, the thing is, like, maybe it is a crime of some nature, even in my country, because I haven't, like, updated myself with the new laws regarding AI that come from the European Union. And this is why I do my best to stay away from generating AI pictures of real people, because even if you don't break a law, you still may run in a violation of TOS. Like for instance, I had the person today asking me if I can use ChatGPT to generate a picture of Anita Sarkeesian with a husband where she is smiling and happy, right? So like he gave me a picture of Anita Sarkeesian that's upset, and he said like, can you use ChatGPT to generate a picture where Anita Sarkeesian is in a wedding dress and she is next to a husbando that's making her happy? And I said no. Like, fuck no. I'm not playing with that shit. Because, again, even if it's legal, and I don't know if it's legal or not, because it could be like some sort of slander or like some sort of thing that protects people from deepfakes, it's most likely like a violation of terms of service. Like, various platforms are already updating their terms of service to the point where if you're using someone's image without their consent, especially if it's in a way that may demean them, it's not really good. Now, technically, I think that if it's obvious that it's a deepfake and it's not obscene in nature, and you're making it obvious that it's satire, I think it should be allowed. But the European Union is like waging a war on misinformation, disinformation, and it seems to like attract the under the same legislation AI deepfakes. And I don't know if they differentiate whether or not it's satire or a joke or not, if it's a meme. And so, like, if you're using AI to generate pictures, the best thing you can do is to make it cartoonish, right? If you make it cartoonish, it's fine, because then it can't be misconstrued as, a person thinking, okay, this is a real event, right? So, like, if you make a cartoon of Donald Trump in Gaza, that's different, right? Because, like, everyone realizes, okay, this is a false image. But if you show Donald Trump in Gaza, then that can mislead people. And so this is my take. Just don't use real people in AI. But Johnny Somali did, right? Like, he did use the likeness of another female streamer, which he kissed. Now, it's important to understand that in South Korea, the mentality of the people there is deeply influenced by one of the most rabid strains of feminism that the world has ever seen. And so for them, kissing is sexual, right? It's not like in the United States where if you kiss a girl, it's not like, let me put it this way, right? If in the United States you kiss a girl without her consent, I think that's harassment. If I'm not mistaken, right? Like, please, people from America, contradict me if I'm wrong, right? Like, if you grab a woman on the street and you kiss her without consent, that's harassment, right? In South Korea, if you do an AI depiction of kissing another woman without her consent, then it's a mandatory prison sentence, right? So this is the problem that he's got. Like he is doing this in a different culture, where they believe that if people kiss, they also have sex. And so if you show, especially if it's in a way that you're monetizing it and you're making money, which is a live stream is, like he's a real live streamer and he does that for content, and you're showing an AI depiction with you kissing another woman without that other woman consenting for you to use her AI image in that likeness, and you're uploading it, then that carries a mandatory prison sentence. So I don't know, like in America if that would be a crime, right? Like if in America if I were to upload footage of me kissing Hillary Clinton, right? So like an AI video of me kissing Hillary Clinton, I don't think like that would be a problem. Although like it may be a civil lawsuit, right? Like she would seek damages from me, like I may get the terms of service violation. But I don't think like it would actually be considered a sex crime. Like I wouldn't be labeled a sex offender for that. Technically it's monetized rape. Well, kind of, yeah, like that's the way the South Korean government seems to consider it. And so this is why when you go into another nation, you should be on your best behavior. Like seriously, my advice is if you're a tourist, then make absolutely sure that you study the laws of the nation before going there, and don't do absolutely anything bad, right? Like no matter how insignificant it looks, if you're a tourist, be on your best behavior. If you go to live in a place, so you're immigrating in another place, then start lurking more, right? Like lurk before you do shit. Try to get the nature of the land. Try to get, like what people are offended by and what aren't. Try to understand what is acceptable and what isn't. The little things, basically. And try to do what everyone else is doing. Like, don't try to stand out. Don't try to do something that no one else has done, right? Like, if everyone is taking the trash on Wednesday morning and you don't know why, just do it as well, right? You take it on Wednesday morning, you don't take it Tuesday or Thursday. Like, you want to integrate and you don't want to stand out. Most people who do stupid things are nobodies. Well, no, Johnny Somali is someone. Like, if I go on the street right now and I go talk with random people about Johnny Somali, they probably know who he is. So, real life streamers are the cancers from the 15 minutes fame. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are fed up with real life streamers, which is something that we don't have laws against, right? Because up until now, the technology wasn't there. And so they want to see Johnny Somali used as an example. I think that's the main reason why he's getting like so much flack. But anyway, give me a second. I need to share my stream with someone. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the type of people that are exhausted. People that are exhausted. Look at this. Huh? Disney CEO is exhausted and overwhelmed. Probably like Peter Dinklage, who too was exhausted, realizing that in current year, he has to still lecture people about making movies about dwarves that live in a cave. And Disney decided to listen to him, and look how great that worked out for them. Honestly, I don't think that the situation is as described. I honestly think that Peter Dinklage was in on it. Seriously, I genuinely think that Disney wanted to change the story of Snow White. But they needed a reason to do it, right? Like, they wanted to add more diversity, so they wanted diverse dwarves in Snow White. And so what they did is they got Peter Dinklage behind the scenes, and they told him, it's like, look, you go out there, you say that you hate what we're doing, and we're going to apologize, right? You get a lot of publicity, like your name gets pushed around, and we get to change our story, and people talk about Snow White, so it's all good. I honestly think that's what happened, because there's no fucking way you can tell me that, like, an actor just gets to bitch about one of the richest companies in the world, and instead of the company to tell him to fuck off or ignore it or have, like, their PR team spinning it, they're instantly caving, right? So, like, Disney doesn't cave when people complain about Star Wars, It doesn't cave when people complain about their race swapping of Ariel. It doesn't cave like with any other issue. But all of a fucking sudden, oh no, Peter Dinklage said one thing and immediately they caved within hours. Right? And within hours they decided, yeah, we're going to actually spend millions of dollars in order to like change everything that we did. And notice how like the complaining actually came before Disney did the casting. Right, so like before they even announced what actors they're going to cast, Peter Dinklage comes in complaining. I find it very unlikely that this wasn't a PR stunt. And there have been PR stunts like that in the past. Like for instance, GTA, back in the day, was actually paying Fox News to shit on them. Like this is weird, right? But like GTA like came out decades later. And they admitted, like, yeah, we would go to Fox News and we would pay Fox News to shit on our game, to say that violence, mass shootings, blah, 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 so that it makes our game edgy and teenagers want to buy it, right? So that teenagers who hate Fox News, teenagers who hate religious people, will buy our game to spite those people. It's like, look, I'm playing the game. Doesn't that piss you off? And when that person would say yes, like, yeah, your tears are fucking delicious. Like, it's not only do I get to play my game, but I also get to piss you off. What more can I ask, right? So this is what GTA was doing. And there's many other examples of this where, you know, like on the surface, it looks like there's a genuine controversy going on. But in reality, the people behind the scenes, they're agreeing. Like, Fox News gets their ratings. They get money from the company, and the company gets sponsored content, promotion. So let's see why Disney CEO is exhausted. The company has experienced in 2023 for several decades. Disney had been one of the biggest and most successful companies in the world, especially when it comes to film, releasing a massive number of animated and live-action movies that ranked in millions. See, this is the problem, though. It's true, like, whenever Disney would announce a new movie, you had to see it. Like, even I, as an adult, when Disney would announce a new film that they're making, I would have to see it because it was mind-blowing. You know, like, for instance, Tangled. Like, Tangled was made for kids, right? But it had, like, such a romantic and moving story. And it was genuinely enjoyable to sit there in the cinema and listen to all of the jokes and the adventures that happened there. And the songs were really great. And so, like, yeah, like, Disney was definitely a company that has worldwide renown. But then they decided to do the live adaptation. Now, the live adaptation thing, I think it was running on inertia. I think people would go to see it. It's like, okay, it's a live action movie. But like, hopefully after this one, they will make a new Frozen. You know, hopefully after this one, they will make something new. That's what people were telling themselves. It's like, yeah, sure, you know, like, I'll watch this, but please give me something else afterwards. And Disney would never give you something else. Like they would just keep doing the same shit over and over again. And people eventually just got bored. They're like, okay, well, fuck you then. And when they gave you something new, it's like, what did we get? Oh, yeah, we got Frozen the sequel, which is nowhere near as good as the first one. Such a fucking convoluted story. But anyway, right. I'm curious when we're going to get Tarzan live adaptation. Like, you know it's coming. You know it's fucking coming. Obviously, like, Tarzan isn't going to get race swapped. The songs were great. Yeah, like in Frozen, the songs were really great. I like them. Frozen was mid. It kind of was, but like the songs carried it. And I also think that the animations were spectacular. Like when she's on the mountain, it looks pretty fucking good. I actually even like the twist with the guy being evil as shit. Even though it was kind of forced, like the ending, I would say it's forced because like they wanted to really hammer the point that true love doesn't exist and heteronormativity is bad. Tarzan movies already made. They came out before the cartoons. No. They didn't do the live adaptations, right? Because like when I grew up, like Tarzan was really popular and there was like TV shows with Tarzan and there were books with Tarzan. And there was like also an entire series, like animated series with Tarzan and Jane. So it was very popular, but like they never made an actual live adaptation of the original Tarzan. Hello, Leo. Welcome to the show. One dwarf gets to say that no dwarf can act. Yeah, like literally, that's what happened with Peter Dinklage. Like he actually got a lot of other dwarf actors upset because like if you're an actor that's a dwarf, right? Like you're suffering from dwarfism. Like you're only going to get roles for dwarves, right? Like you're not going to get, oh shit, my phone battery died. Fuck, everything is going bad today. You're not going to get roles in an action movie. Like you're not going to be the commando in an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, right? You're going to be in the Peter Dinklage playing Tyrion Lannister. You're going to be like the guy playing Little Me. Like it's going to be a role that's, well, the character that has to play that role is a short person, right? And so, if Peter Dinklage is saying, like, no, actually, you shouldn't cast short people anymore, well, all the actors that haven't managed to get as rich and wealthy and powerful as he is, just had their ladder kicked down. Anyway, let me show you something cool that I found out, right? So, like, this is a guy from Romania. A lot of people told me that he's like a health inspector, but it's a little bit more complex than that. Like, yeah, he has like everything that a health inspector can have, but he also has like additional attributes, right? So, like, for instance, if a store is scamming the customer, so like, let's say you go to a store and it says that the pizza is weighed 500 grams and it costs $10. But if he goes to the store and he weighs the pizza and it costs 250 grams, he can shut down the store, right? So, like, there's nothing to do with health there. Like it's not a health issue. It's just that the store is scamming the customer. But he also has health issues, prerogatives as well. Like, if he goes and he finds out that, in this case, the cooking oil hasn't been changed, and that's a high risk of cancer, he will definitely shut down the store for that. And this used to be like European leftism. What I say by this is that right wing was all about capitalism. Like, right wing is just complete unrestrained. Businesses get to do whatever the fuck they want. You know, if a business wants to sell rats, then they should be able to sell rats. Like, it's fine, right? Leftyism is like, no, we need to regulate for the little guy. Like, the little guy has no power in society. The little guy can be oppressed very easily by the government, by the church, by the corporations. So he needs his interests being represented, right? Because if you're just like a little guy, right, and you're going to like this big restaurant chain, and you're saying that they lied to you about the size of the pizza or whatever, right? Well, do you have the money to sue that restaurant? I mean, they have a team of lawyers that's so expensive you can't even piss next to them, and you're just one guy, right? So, like, the power dynamic isn't there. And this is why, like, the leftist ideology is like, no, we need to empower the average citizen to be able to fight against the mega corporation if they have a point. And so now you have this guy, Piadone. I think he actually wants to become mayor in Bucharest. And he's releasing these propaganda videos with him doing his job. I'm saying they're propaganda videos because there's no reason to film yourself while doing these inspections. But these videos are extremely popular with the public. And on top of that, they're also like a warning for other people operating businesses. It's like, you too risk to get an inspection from Piadone if, or well, someone that works like him, if you don't clean up your mess. And they're really fun to watch. Like, he's very charismatic. Like, look here. He's basically asking, like, have you seen this shit over here? And the answer was like, this is what happens when you cook crispy chicken. Something like this is unthinkable. Give me that. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look. Don't tell me. Don't try to bullshit me that this is from Crispy. Look at it. Look. Adriana, bring the graphic. Right? Like, they have papers. Like, let's fact check. We got papers. You can bring the graphic and his mother. You can write on the paper whatever the fuck, but look at what we are witnessing with our very own eye. Look at what we are witnessing. Right, so the problem with this is that if you leave cooking oil long enough and you don't change it, which is what they're doing, it's an actual cancer risk. Right? Like, it's a huge risk. So he shut down the entire store. And he goes on from stores to stores to stores, finds problems, and then, usually suspends their activity. This is what's called in Romania, like, suspendarea activității. So, basically, like, they tell you the problems, they shut you down, and then when you fix the problems, you call him back again, and if he finds that you fixed the problems that you originally had, they allow you to operate. Yeah, like, this is something that I don't see in the United States, right? Like, you don't really get to see people being concerned about corporations cheating on them, about health issues. Like, okay, well, you got this joint. Does he actually follow the rules? And, like, you don't really get that. What a chat. Any Chinese food inspections. There was actually, I remember, a store back in the day. This was 2000, 2005 or something like that. And they were like an Asian store, and they were selling rats. Now, Piadone went there and tried to shut them down. But apparently, it was legal for them to sell rats if they told customers that that's what they're eating. Now, I've never ate rat before, but from what I understand, it's very similar to rabbit meat. But usually, like, you have, like, rats that are specially designed for human consumption, right? So, like, to make sure that they don't have rabies, that they're not sick. So he couldn't shut down the store because it was selling rats, but he found some other reason to shut them down. So yes, to answer the question, he does inspect Chinese joints as well. American Outlier, hi V, hope all is well. If you want good old Disney movies, go watch The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under, an American Tale movie series too. I'm actually going to write that down, and I'm actually going to watch that, because I haven't seen it. Rats have no meat. Yeah, like that, I think, like, it's considered to be more like a delicacy or some shit. Like, not necessarily a delicacy, but, like, if you want a different meat taste, right? Because, like, people constantly eat chicken, they eat cow, they eat pork, and they eat lamb, right? And so, like, if you want to taste something else, like, if you want to see how other meat tastes like, I guess that's why you'd go there and you'd try the rat meat. Yeah, I mean, the problem is if you go there as a customer, right? Like, you get to see the food being looking like this. But I gotta say, you know, like, when you have so much oil and so much grease, like, the food tastes bad, right? Like, it starts to affect the taste of the food. Why on earth would you be so fucking greedy and skim on the oil? It's so weird. Let me see if I can find another example of him going to nightclubs. This one is even more interesting. Because a lot of people compare him with a health inspector, and I want to show that no, it's not really like that. Like, he's got other duties as well, and you can see it when he descends into the nightclubs of the capital. So again, right, like, he constantly films himself doing his job. And now he decided to go to the nightclubs. Oh shit, I should be careful not to get a copyright strike. Right, he actually asks some of the ladies how old they are. I actually made a mistake on my stream saying that he's trying to check the age of consent because it's in a place that serves alcohol and it's in public. In Romania, we don't have, like, a thing, like, it's an Anglospheric thing, the age of consent. But there are rules which basically say that you're not supposed to allow people under a certain age in clubs. I don't know exactly what it is now because I haven't updated my legal framework. I think it used to be 16. So if they haven't changed it, if you're under 16, you're not allowed to go. Maybe 14. I don't know. I'll actually have to look, right? And so yeah, if he was to find like a single girl in the club that's underage, then he could shut down the place and give a fine to the person in charge. Right. So like this is one of the things that he is doing here. On the menu, it basically says that you need to have the amount of drink for a shot written down, right? So like if you order 50 milligrams of whiskey, then you're supposed to actually get 50 milligrams of whiskey, right? And the way that the bartenders manage to measure this is like they have a measuring cup. And as you can see, the measuring cup that the bartender uses is a lot more smaller than the measuring cup that Piedone brought. And he's basically saying, no, this is the standard. This is the correct one. You're cheating on your customers. So like this has nothing to do with health, right? Like it's not a health issue. It's a scamming issue. He's basically saying that this is the authorized measurement unit, and the one you have is lacking. Says that you're missing around you're missing a significant amount because yours isn't authorized for use. It's fake. So 7 grams, like every time you're pouring a customer a drink, you're cheating them on 7 grams. And now he's basically saying, what type of drink is this? So like this drink that he was pouring was around $5, right? And so he's basically saying, it's like, okay, well, 20 grams may not seem much, but like if I ordered the most expensive drink that you have, then it adds up, right? And if you do this for every single customer that night, well, you're making a lot of money on the back of the consumer. Right. So he's measuring, he's basically calculating the loss that the customer is facing, how much they're making every single night. You're taking this out of the pocket of the consumer because you're using the non-standard measurement unit. He's shutting the place down. Do you know how much drink is in a shot? Are you sure? 400 milligrams, right? Let's test it. What is it with the impurities in the drink? Didn't you wash the glass? Another significant difference. You are writing the quantity on the menu, but it's not what you're serving the customer. The difference is between 80 grams on what you're saying on the menu and what you're giving to the customer. And I saw in many clubs that people don't even bother to measure anymore. They just eyeball it. And so if you're serving an expensive drink, then you're scamming the customer on a lot of money. He then looks at the ice cubes, finds impurities on the ice cube. It's like, what's this? Gets upset that they're holding the liquor in the same place where they're serving ice to the customers. Again, like skimming on money because they're not supposed to do this. Like the ice in which you're holding the bottle is not supposed to be the same like the ice that the customer gets in his drink. Gets pissed off on the straws, the way that they're held. It's like you buy this Chinese shit. You need to buy the specific straws that are wrapped up so that it's sanitary. Anyway, right, like this is pretty much what he does. I wish I could translate some of them so I can show it to you. Yeah, he keeps shutting them down. Buy metal straws, they're the best. Oh, don't give them fucking ideas. I'm actually surprised they haven't come up with the concept of the reusable metal straw. Hello, Rochan. Rochan wants money for cigarettes. Anyway. Where do you work here? Do you use gloves? Are you sure? That's good to hear. Do you have different ice receptacles than this ones? You order ice from outside? That's a good thing. Give me a glass of whiskey with ice. Number one, you said you wear gloves. When you poured it to me, you didn't wear them. I don't care. I'm not going to drink this. Where did you take the ice from? I didn't ask you that. Where did you take the ice from? Did you take it from here? What is it here? What do we see here? We have bottles placed in the ice. Where did the bottles stay? So all the shit from the bottles, they went into the ice and now you're putting it in my drink. He's asking his people to take some of the ice to the lab to run tests on it. We're shutting it down. Let's measure. How much did you give me? 40 grams? Now he's talking to the viewers. It's like, you saw, right? Like, this is what they did to you. Like, they put all the glasses on ice, and then they give you that ice to drink it in your cup. This is not hygienic. Look at this. Look at this. The glass, the glasses are broken. So like he found a glass that's chipped. Basically, like if you put your lips on a chipped glass, you can injure yourself. Look, we're in the European Union. Like safetyism is the norm. Like I don't like it either, but the law is the law, right? There is a law in the European Union that the customer needs to have a number they can call if they find any irregularities. In other words, they can call him, right? So like whenever you go into a bar, you have a number to summon this guy, right? So you summon El Demonio. And the bars have a legal obligation to have this guy's phone number being placed on their wall. And when I say this guy, I mean like other people that work with him and do the exact same job. Look at this shit. Look at how the toilet looks like. Garbage. And it's at the beginning of the work hour. Like, this should be cleaned by now. And then he talks about the electrical wiring being outside and that it's a fire hazard, right? So, like, a lot of people are comparing him to a health inspector. But, like, as you can see, he also has other attributes like fire safety and shit. We're way too hygienic these days. We got overboard with it. Yeah, you know, like, in a way... Like, if you were to ask me, alcohol kills germs by the fact that it's alcohol, right? So, like, if you put the glass in ice, and then you take that ice and you put it in someone's drink, it's fine. It's fine. But, you know, the European Union doesn't like it. They hyperanalyze everything. And so, you gotta put, like, the drinks in a separate ice receptacle then. Which, to be honest, is not even that fucking expensive. It's like you have a bucket with ice and you put the drinks in, right? Or you put the drinks in a refrigerator. That also works. And then you have a different pack of ice that you give to the customers, right? You have an ice machine. Like, it's not that difficult to maintain the standard. But, like, certain orders like to skim. Yeah, it is fine because, like, unless, you know, like, the glass is dirty, like, let's say the glass actually has, like, some really nasty shit on it. If it's a clean glass, then the alcohol is going to kill all the germs. By the definition that it's alcohol. Like, that's actually used as a disinfectant, right? Like, if you cut yourself and you have a nasty gash and you don't want it to get infected, you pour alcohol over it. So, like, even if the cube was to have, like, something nasty, when you put it in alcohol, it's gone. So the keeping the bottle in the ice cube issue is exaggerated, but, like, it's one of the standards that you have to abide, and the man is doing his job. Like, it's being filmed, he can't overlook it. Although, like, they're probably not going to shut down your entire business just for that, right? Like, they're going to give you a fine. But if you're going to lie to the customer and you're skimming on every glass a couple of grams in order to make money, then they're definitely going to shut you down until you get that issue fixed. By that logic, alcoholics should not be sick. What? I don't know if you're joking or not, because it's the internet, and I've met some people that I thought were smart, but would make these types of jokes. You can get sick in various other ways than ingesting stuff, right? So, yeah, like, if you were to pass your entire food through alcohol, right, you wouldn't get sick from a gastric infection, right? But, like, you would get sick for other things, like liver disease because of the use of alcohol. You can get sick because you cut yourself and you didn't add alcohol on that. For that, we have our immune system. Yeah, like, I too think that if you go to a place, right? Like, if you go to a bar and the drinks are bad, like, you notice a lot of impurities in your drink, well, you're going to tell other people not to go there, number one. And number two, they're going to lose business because of something that's very easily fixed. So I don't think, like, the government should literally mandate, like, every single safety feature. The one with the cooking oil, I understand, because that can give you cancer. The one where you have to wear gloves, okay, fine, even though kind of meh. But the ice cubes are a little bit exaggerated. Well, the troll is gone with the batteries. And so, anyway, let's look at something else. Let's look at Assassin's Creed has always been bad. I love these articles. See, the thing with Assassin's Creed, I generally don't know if Assassin's Creed Shadows is profitable or not, right? Like, I don't know if it did good or not because, first of all, I don't know how much money it went into making it, right? So, like, if they say, oh, well, we sold 2 million copies, great. How much did it cost to make? Because if it costed, let's say, $400 million, which is what Spider-Man costed, or how much did Concord cost, right? If it costed an absurd amount, well, maybe 2 million copies sold is not enough. The second thing is that these are copies that they report as number of players they're having. So they're not saying we sold 2 million copies. They're saying that we got 2 million players. Well, the players can come from a multitude of places. They can actually do come from sales. But a lot of players can come from them giving away the game for free. Like if you buy a graphics card, right? They bundle it with the game. They can get it from buying the game on Steam and then refunding it, right? Like that's not a sale. And they also gave away a couple of keys. And so it's difficult to tell if the game is successful or not, but it's interesting that there's a lot of cope from the press. And there's a lot of effort to try to say, oh no, this game is actually amazing. It's actually... And the thing is like, well, if the game was actually amazing, like wouldn't word of mouth carry it? Like for instance, Helldivers 2. Like Helldivers 2 wasn't the game that the journalists pushed. It's a game that got really great because people would play it and then they would tell other people. It's like, hey, this is an amazing game. It's the same with Palworld. Like, Palworld had barely any type of promotional material. The only reason I know about Palworld is because people played it and then they talked about it. And so now they're coping that Assassin's Creed has always been bad. Well, if it was always bad, then how did it become a huge global phenomenon? To the point where everyone knows about Assassin's Creed. And I would even say that the first Assassin's Creed were actually great. I mean, they had their ups and downs, but like the story was very creative. Right? Like it's a new concept. Okay, so and notice that they don't do this anymore. Like they don't come up with a new concept. They don't create a new universe. Like in Assassin's Creed, you're a guy that's abducted by a shadowy cabal, and they use this machine to make you relive the memories of your ancestors. And notice how they completely dropped that. Like that was cool and original, and they completely pissed on that. And there was like a lot of intrigue because like there's this girl that's working for the bad guys, but in reality she's actually with the good guys, and she tries to help you escape. And then you get to see the room that another person used before you, and it's covered with weird runes and symbols. Like the person was going insane. There's like a conspiracy that ties all the way back to ancient Rome, and it's really fucking cool, right? They got rid of all of that. So yeah, you know, like the original Assassin's Creed, sure, you know, like it did have like certain things that were lacking, but on the overall, it was a good enough game that they decided to give away Prince of Persia IP in order to keep it going. So the journalist is like, it wouldn't matter the slightest because the damage is already done, and the riled up are already riled, but I like Assassin's Creed, I even loved it, I've played them all, and have acquired many collector's edition statues over the years. It's with love in my heart that I say these games have always kind of sucked. This is like one of the other issues that I don't like. It's like, oh, I'm such a big fan. Like, here's my fan cred. Unless you're going to show me a picture of those figurines and those statues, I'm not believing you. Like, I have been burned so many times by people that go on and it's like, oh, I was a huge fan, and then they're not. You don't even need to show the cred. Just make your fucking arguments, right? Like, if you actually talk about the games and you go in detail and you have enough knowledge, people will know. Like, they don't need you don't need to come there like it's a credential, like, here's my PhD. The concept of fun was there. Diving into history through the DNA of one of ancestors getting mixed up in a centuries-old battle and climbing buildings and leaping off onto them is cool. But let's not pretend that Desmond Miles was really that great or the modern-day narrative was anything special. Assassin's Creed fell off after Desmond was gone. I disagree. I would say Assassin's Creed Black Flag was really great. I don't know if Assassin's Creed, the one with the Revolution, was still with Desmond Miles in it. But again, like, Black Flag was still great, so I wouldn't say that the series was gone with Desmond Miles. It's a goofy series. I wouldn't say it was goofy. Like, the first three ones, it tried to take itself seriously. It had no Marvel humor. It didn't try to be tongue-in-cheek. Like, no, they were trying to create an interesting universe that was thought-provoking. It's like, what if our world is actually run by people from the shadows? No, I wouldn't say that it was goofy. Ezio Auditore had the stellar story, though through a trilogy that remains a standout for this franchise. But the majority of complaints towards the series nowadays come from rose-tinted glasses. Dude, if you complain... Sorry, like the Japanese government complaining about Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't because the Japanese government is looking at the game with rose-tinted glasses. Like, no, the complaint is that Ubisoft is overstepping its mandate. Like, they're an entertainment company, but they're acting as if they're the new church. Like through their business practices, they're treating the customer like they're a child, and they're inferior unless they have the exact same mindset of the people that work at Ubisoft, right? So, like, unless we embrace every single change that they do, then we're inferior. And this is what people are pissed off about. It's not the rose-tinted glasses. Like for instance, Ubisoft decides to call the cops on their customers. Like, and they made a big deal out of it. It's like, okay, if you do the speech of hate on our video games, we now have a direct line to the cops. So we're going to listen in, we're going to wiretap your gaming experience, and we're actually going to call the cops on you. Right? So, like, imagine the situation where you buy Little Billy a video game, and Little Billy gets to play it, gets to be a cheeky little shit, and then you wake up with the cops at your door. What did you do to yourself? Like, why did you buy Little Billy that game? You know, like, all of that could have been avoided. Second thing, they're looking at charts, and they're saying, all right, we got a female character in the Assassin's Creed Greece, right? And how many players picked up the female characters? Well, not enough. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Like, let's make another game where the main character is a black guy and the other person is a woman, and then we force the player, like, we constrain the player to do the right decision and play a diversity character. Right? Instead of, like, what do the players want? Well, this is what the players want. Well, let's give them what they want. They don't do that, right? And by the way, the main reason that this shit is happening, because a lot of people are, oh my goodness, like, you're upset because you got a black guy in a game, which is not even the argument, but that's what they're pushing with. I want to remind people that when Assassin's Creed, the French Revolution one came out, it was a huge buggy mess. Like, it's so buggy that Total Biscuit couldn't play it on his super powerful rig at the time. And it also had DLC and microtransactions, which at the time were new concepts and everyone was against them. The game was designed to try to pressure you into spending money after buying the original product. And do you know what the journalists talked about? They didn't talk about any of these issues. No. The journalists were like, well, why isn't a woman in the game? Like, are you guys not misogynists? Like, why can't you add a woman? When do we get to see a woman? We want to see a woman. Where's the woman? And no one was complaining at the journalists. It's like, look at these bunch of perverts, right? Like, they're just a bunch of gooners. Like, they want a woman in the game so that they can goon. No one was telling that. No, it's like journalists, oh, they're actually respectable members of our society. How can we be such misogynistic and creating a game without a woman? We need to add a woman, and this will fix everything. Even though we still make games that are buggy on launch, and we're milking our customers of money, let's distract it with social justice bullshit that has nothing to do with the product itself. And that's how we got to this place, right? It's not rose-tinted glasses. See, interesting how I don't need to say my gaming cred and say, oh, I've played all these other games and I'm a huge fan and my entire room is stuffed with Assassin's Creed action figures, when I can just give you like a little narrative of what happened and then you guys know, oh, okay, so V knows what he's talking about. He actually did play the game. Christopher Keating, thank you for the €5. According to Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Rogue, Ubisoft is Abstergo. So, of course, they disappeared into the plot of the AC. There's no fucking way. Is that a thing? Like, did they consider their company to be part of Abstergo? That's fucking hilarious if they did. PS4 Assassin's Creed Unity was a big problem, and Assassin's Creed Rogue overshadowed. Well, this is what happens when you milk an IP way too fucking much. You know, like, back in the day, there were franchises, there were IP, but they usually waited like 2 or 3 years between a new title. But there were times when you had like 3 different Assassin's Creed games coming on. Like, you would have one for the PC, you would have one for another platform, and you'd have even a phone game. And it's like, come on. I hate when the most important characters die in the most stupid ways. Oh, the Desmond Miles death scene. Yeah, that was so fucking weird as well. I get what they were trying to do to, like, end his story so that you're curious, like, what happens afterwards. But then, like, they just dropped the plot, right? So, like, they just dropped the plot. No one knows or cares what happened afterwards. Assassin's Creed doesn't even have a story anymore. Now I kind of understand why they did it. The reason they did it is because Ubisoft, again, like, likes to work with different studios with people that speak different languages. So it's kind of like the Tower of Babel over there, right? Like, you have people that speak French, and then you have, like, the divisions from California, they speak English, and then you have, like, another division speaks different language. And so, like, bridging the gap with all the developers speaking so many languages is actually very difficult. And so, like, trying to keep it that the game is self-contained and it doesn't, like, follow a huge story arc is probably why they decided to do it, to make it easier on the teams, right? Because, like, the way I understand it works is that they usually work on 2 or 3 Assassin's Creed projects at a time. So, like, they're working on the one that they will release this year, and then they're already working on the one that they will release next year. Minerva dies stupidly along with the other assassins. Yeah, I remember that. Again, I'm not saying that the way they finished the story is good, but, like, the story itself, the setting itself was good. So, the city is good, but it's always been bad. Like, dude, this is some Orwell-level writing. What the fuck? It's like the city is good, but it's always been bad. What the fuck is that? I loved all of these games as well, and plenty of people did. Just not the ones that were shouting Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. Those are the games I enjoyed immensely amidst the complaints. And now Shadow, a game that I have no strong urge to play, but I know I will at some point. Wait. This is absolutely hilarious. Like, even the journalists are saying that Shadows is so bad, they're not going to play it. But Assassin's Creed is no longer the pillar of gaming it once was in 2010. See, like how is you writing these articles? It's almost like two people contradicting with each other. Is it only one journalist that wrote this? Yeah, like if it was two journalists that wrote it, I would understand. But like he's saying the game was bad and now it's a pillar of gaming. Well, which one the fuck is it? Now, it is a pillar of gaming because it brought the concept of social stealth, something that doesn't exist in any other game, right? So like the guards are coming to look for you and you're hiding in plain sight. You're sitting on a bench or you're surrounding yourself with prostitutes, right? So you're still there. They can see you. It's just like you're just a face in a crowd. So that's something that they brought into this game, and it did revolutionize a lot of other games with the parkour mechanic and stuff. But like, how can you say, oh, it was a bad game, but it was a pillar of gaming? And then it's like, if you don't enjoy it, then just don't play it. See, if you can have a time machine and we can send this guy back as a Terminator to talk to his fellow journalists and be like, oh, you want a woman in Assassin's Creed? Well, you know what? If you don't like it, just don't play it. Shut the fuck up, right? You don't like the game that takes place in France because it doesn't have a woman? Don't like it, don't play it. So like, you could have fixed this conversation as well, because if those journalists were told at the time to fuck off, we wouldn't be having this conversation where the Japanese government is going after this video game, yeah? Are you going to tell the Japanese people, hey, Japanese governors, right, elected officials, don't like it, don't play it. Just move on and do whatever else, literally anything else. Why does it bother you so fucking much, right? Like, are your hobbies above criticism? Like, the journalists that did nothing but criticize and hyper-analyze every single hobby, all of a sudden, they're satisfied with the status quo, and it's like, no, just pay the company money or fuck off, right? Like, don't give negative PR. Don't say anything critical. Just pay them or fuck off. Before you spam me with that clip from Shadows, that the NPC with that poorly acted voice line, I know, I've even seen it. I'm not defending a bad game when it's bad. No, you're against customer awareness. That's what you are, right? You don't want customers to warn each other about the game. That's your problem. It's like, the game is bad, but maybe we can get people not to know so they can keep purchasing. You're a corporate shill. You're a fucking corporate shill. This is what you're doing. If the opposite was the case, if you had people that were hyper excited about the game and going around promoting the game, you wouldn't tell them, hey, you know, if you like it so much, just play it and shut the fuck up. Right? Like, just play it and shut the fuck up. Don't voice your emotions. Don't talk to other people. Don't join forums and discuss the product. No. Just play it and shut the fuck up. It's never the opposite end of the coin, is it? And he says it continues to be Assassin's Creed. No, it's not. There's no, like, Yasuke doesn't even do Assassin's, like he's a bruiser. He's a massive tank. Like he just fights people one-on-one. They're like, no, it's not Assassin's Creed. Like, Assassin's Creed was about stealth. And if you got into combat, you would die within like 10 or 15 seconds unless you had good gear. And it was like about stealth. Now, as the story progresses, they got rid of stealth, and now it's just like a weird parkour simulator type of game that has nothing to do with its original intentions. Johnny Somali gonna be like, don't like it, don't watch my stream. Oof. Well, you see, the problem with Johnny Somali and most real life streamers is that I do respect the idea of don't like it, don't watch it. Like, that's fine. In fact, like, if this was always the meta, I would prefer it. Right? Like, video games like Postal. Oh my goodness, it's offensive. Don't like it, don't play it. Video games like Manhunt. Same shit, you know, don't like it, don't play it. I get that, but we don't live in that meta. We live in the meta where you criticize everything, right? And so it needs to be criticized. And then you also have the thing with Johnny Somali, bringing it up. Sure, if you don't like it, don't watch his streams. But like, what about the people that are affected by his antics? Like, I don't want, like, it's the morality of the issue. I don't want to be or in a wage cage working in a convenience store, so some cheeky little shit can come there and decide to spill the ramen water on the table that now I have to clean, so that he gets some super chats off me. Like that's not a place that I want to live in, you know? Like I don't want to sit in a house and all of a sudden a brick comes through a window because a live streamer thinks that's funny and he's going to get some super chats out of it. And so this is the problem with Johnny Somali. Like what he is doing, you can say that it's similar to what Mr. Bean was doing, right? So like what was Mr. Bean doing? Well, he was acting stupid in public, but all the people around him were paid actors. They were in on the joke. Like they were in on the productions. They were paid to do that, right? Like remember Mr. Bean in the restaurant, right? So like you have Mr. Bean in a restaurant and he takes some of the food and he puts it into the pants of another customer and he throws some food away, hits someone, right? Like if Johnny Somali did that, people would laugh, just like they're laughing at Mr. Bean. But if you're actually there with him in real life and someone does those things to you, well, it's not funny anymore, right? Like if you look at Mr. Bean's antics, if Mr. Bean was doing real live streaming with people that wouldn't give their consent to be in those jokes, it would be the exact same like Johnny Somali. It would be the exact same thing. In my nation, it is illegal to insult nation symbols. Where are you from? I think like in Romania, it's something like that. You're not allowed to disrespect the nation symbols. Like for instance, if you spit on a flag or something like that, I think I would have to freshen up because I haven't looked at the legislation in a decade. So I don't know if things changed or not. Republic of Samsung. So glad in South Korea we have people flag and government have their own flag and only fly people's flag with people's consent. That's an interesting thing. I didn't know that. So like, okay, you got like the government flag and you have the people's flag? That's so interesting. How did they get consent from the people? Like, did they run a referendum to see if they're allowed to run the people's flag? Yeah, South Korea, I think like the way it works, I don't look at it as a democracy because it's a very young democracy, and this is why you get a lot of hunks when the president just declares martial law and then changes his mind and they say because he was lonely. And most of the South Korean presidents also get arrested or executed. South Korea is more like a nation run by powerful families. It's kind of like an aristocracy, if you will. And those families are like the CEO of big businesses, and they run the nation like that. Like for instance, and this is generally what I think. Like, I don't know if it's true or not. It's just my hypothetical about what I know about South Korea. Like, let's say that Shift Up in 10 years from now becomes a juggernaut, right? So, like, the company that made Nikkei and Stellar Blade. Let's say that they release, like, 3 or 4 more products, and they become, like, insanely wealthy. They become like Disney, or they become like Tencent, right? It's like people just absolutely loves the Shift Up merchandise. Everyone is purchasing it. It becomes the new rave. Well, what would happen is that some of the other companies would come in and muscle them in. They would say either you sell us the company or you pay us a percentage of the profits or we shut you down. And they would find like legal ways to shut them down. They would look at their CEOs or shareholders, arrest them, like find out stuff about them. Corruption, basically, right? That's my view on how South Korea works. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But it's pretty much how I view that nation as running. Yeah, it is kind of like the true definition of an oligarchy, yeah. Tenacious B, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. How do you know that Tarzan would not be race swapped by Disney? Can you imagine a black actor swinging on vines with gorillas and chimpanzees? Well, that's the thing, right? Like that's literally why I don't think that they would race swap Tarzan. Unless they make him Asian. Like, that would be interesting, you know? Like, make Tarzan Japanese. There is no way I could see that, LOL. It would break the woke minds. Think it would be one of the only people they wouldn't race swap. Yeah, like Tarzan will never get race swap. Neither will the bad guy, right? Do you know who could get race swap? Jane. But like again, Jane. No, actually no. Hold on, they can't race swap Jane either because they usually like don't like intermarital relationships. And this is like I'm not kidding. Like if you look at the woke, you will notice that they're extremely against mixed relationships when the man is white and the woman is black. Like they're very happy the other way around, right? Like a black man and a white woman, that like they put that in every single advertisement. They go all out with mixed marriage relationships like that. But the other way around, they almost never do it. And I don't know why. It's like they're not explicitly against it, but they don't like to display that. They don't like to make a movie where the woman is black and the man is white. And so Jane isn't going to get race swapped. Maybe her father could get race swapped, but probably not. But they would need a black guy, right? Because like Tarzan doesn't have a single black guy in it, so like they would need to either introduce like a new character that wasn't written in the original, just so he is like the black supporting role, or they would have to. Is there like anyone else like a help? No, there's not. You know that some of the monkeys though, like they will have to get like a black actor to voice the animals in Tarzan. So like what do you have? You have the elephant, right? And you have the chimpanzees. Who's going to voice the chimpanzees? Like Tarzan talks with the apes, right? Like there's like several apes that he interacts with. He interacts with like his mother, right, which is an ape. He talks to his friend, also a gorilla, and there's also like another character over there, the leader of the pack, right? So like, are they going to get black actors for the gorillas? Like that's also interesting. No, it's a PR nightmare. This is why they probably don't want to do Tarzan, right? Like it's the only show that they're not doing. Like they're even doing the Lilo and Stitch shit, which is not that old. Like they're doing that, right? Everybody hated Chris, where he made the joke about how black guy with a white chick is okay, but a black girl with a white guy is a no-no. I think I know why though. Again, like there's nothing into social justice ideology that's against mixed race marriage, right? In fact, they like it. They promote it everywhere. But if you look at the United States, there's like, especially if you go into a black dominated city or area or something like that, the women there, like the black women, they're really upset when a black man dates a white girl, right? Like they're extremely racist. And they're the ones that are pushing this culture that it's bad. And so like if you were to make a show that would display a black woman with a white man, they would boycott it. Like they wouldn't take their kids to see that movie. And I think like that's why they're not willing to go with Tarzan and race swap Jane. Even though Jane is a redhead, right? Who voices them in Planet of the Apes? That's a good fucking question. I never looked at it, but it would be interesting to see. Anyway, right, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the super chats. And I'll see you all tomorrow.